I think they'll be in good shape because they've got some guys that can get out and go and score. Like Coach Morrill talked about, they've got some scorers that like to score in bunches.
Second meeting all time. Aggies won the first meeting 71-67 in San Antonio. Aggies shot a season high 62% in that game. Medlin went off. He had 24 points. Obviously Medlin not playing tonight because of the broken wrist. Also Spencer Butterfield had a season high for him at that point, 14 points, since been surpassed. Is perhaps the final meeting, at least in a while, between these two clubs. Is jumper by Hill, the third off the mark. Aggies' first possession here. Of course, Utah State into the Mountain West Conference. UTSA, they'll go to Conference USA as Ben Clifford coming off a solid performance. 28 minutes, 13 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. Ties a career high with 4 blocks. Did foul out, though, but good way for Clifford and the Aggies to start.
Yeah, great move. They went immediately to the post, and they got a great look. And I think Clifford's got that offensive skill set and the size advantage to go up and score over San Antonio's post defenders.
Here's Burridge, top scorer in the WAC. Over 17 points a game. Trying to become the second road runner in their 32-year program history to lead a conference in scoring. He's got it again, misses again. And guess who has another rebound? Spencer Butterfield, 20 rebounds. Talked about it. Historic as Davis falls down on the drive. Last time an Aggie had 20 rebounds, it was Johnson. You got to go back to, what, 97?
Yeah, 1997. And Butterfield's around the ball. Every time that comes off the rim, he wants every single rebound. And he gets selfish with those rebounds, and you love that competitiveness. You know, Stu Morrill just absolutely loves how hard he competes and what he gets out of him.
Dr. Brooks Thompson, the head coach of UTSA, again inside the Clifford. Pass to Shaw taken away. It's going to be Jordan Sims ripping that ball away, but so what do you think of a guy who's 6'3" and gets 20 rebounds? Coach Thompson said, I want him on my team. That's incredible. Guy was playing with that bum hip, too.
And nothing but praise is coming there. And credit to UTSA's that help side defense back there. I thought it was, they got the mismatch, the switch, where they get held the third on Ben Clifford, 5'9" on 6'7". You take that. Clifford finds himself trying to get that, be a little unselfish and pass down to Shaw. But you see the quickness of UTSA, very fast team. The help side defense gets there, strips it away. Fortunately, they can't finish.
UTSA severely undersized in this, their only season in the WAC. Last year they were in the Southland Conference. Field goal attempt no good by Jeremy Hill. Aggies with a 2-0 lead with possession here. Get that Clifford field goal to start things off, and that's been it so far.
They've had a couple good looks, and you can tell they're running their offense so much more crisp than they did in that road trip to Louisiana Tech and to Arlington.
Trying to get the ball inside to Shaw. UTSA fronting. Shaw says to Davis, a little higher on that toss.
Defensively in the post, after Ben Clifford had that great post move to start the game off, you can tell they're trying to front these guys. They had the lob to Ben, tried to lob it there to Shaw, that time a little over the top.
Shaw coming off a fantastic performance. He's kind of lost it with Butterfield starting with the bum hip and his 20 boards as Marcel Davis misses everything. The UTSA basketball, but Jared Shaw, 26 minutes, led the team in scoring, 15 points, 10 rebounds.
Yeah, another double-double. And every time the Aggies get 2 guys in double-doubles, they're in good shape. And right that time, UTSA went into a zone, mixed up the defense a little bit, caught Utah State off guard, and forced Marcel to jack up that three-pointer that didn't even draw iron.
It's one of the things Coach Thompson talked about is we got to vary our looks on defense. And the 3 ball is good by Michael Hill, the third, 5'9", 150 senior guard out of Federal Way, Washington, similar to Pooh Williams, they
come from the same hometown as Pooh.
Transfer from North Idaho.
He's fun to watch. He's the smallest guy on the floor, and he averages 15 a game. He likes to shoot it. He's got a quick little jab step, likes to throw you off guard.
So the first meeting, he had the flu 2 days before the game. Is Clifford with the offensive rebound. He's got 4 points, solid 4 Aggie points coming from Ben Clifford.
Offense is easy for Ben Clifford tonight. You can tell he's playing with a little bit of urgency offensively, a little aggression. A great look coming from him and battling on the boards.
Sims again misses the jumper. Davis back for Utah State. Contact. Davis is going to pick up his second foul. They're going to say a charge.
Immediately they're going to have to go to the bench. And you see Michael Hell, number 11. He's playing defensively and got bumped on the hip. Now, he's not very big. I talked about 150 pounds.
Playing Division I basketball, 5'9", 150. So you know he's got a terrific skill set. But had the flu 2 days before that first matchup with Utah State. Was 0 for 5 from the field. Only finished with 3 points. It's unlike him to have that kind of a performance. Of course, UTSA coming off a dismal performance against Seattle. Set program lows for shooting percentage at 22%. Also points and a half with 11. Burridge misses on the jumper. Still scoreless is Rowland checking the game. Jean fires a pass. The shot was knocked away by Jeremy Hill, the junior forward out of Cairns, Australia. Breaking the action. We'll take it with them. Aggies leading UTSA 4-3, 15:45 left. Season home game for Utah State. So it's senior night, and the lone senior is Keyshawn Reed.
Yeah, Keyshawn Reed, he's been out for almost half the season with that knee surgery, and he's up and walking around and had a senior night tonight. A nice ovation from the crowd. There you get a good look, holding his nephew. And you mentioned he still leads the team in dunks and hasn't played half the year. That's how exciting of a player he is to watch, and what they're missing is sheer athleticism. 12 points, 6 rebounds, and wow, 43 career starts, and he shot almost 60% from the field. A lot of fun. Hope he has a great career in whatever he does after college basketball, after graduation this spring.
Here's Ben Clifford. The baseline jumper is good. Clifford now with 6 points. All 6 coming from Clifford. Going back to Keyshawn Reed, Coach Morrill was ecstatic. It looks like he will graduate on time, and just saying how important that is for Keyshawn. Going to stay with his word and graduate, and just a tremendous accomplishment for Reed. Of course, we miss calling those highlight reel dunks that he had. He had 40 last year, not only to lead Utah State, but to lead the conference in dunks. Rowland misses on the 3 shot, trying to keep it alive, and it's saved by Hill for UTSA.
That's the one you just want Jared Shaw to go up and grab with 2 hands.
Hill the third. Oh, Clifford with another block. He tied a career high on Thursday with 4. Butterfield draws the foul at the other end.
How about Butterfield leading the break? He's wincing. I wonder if the Aggies let this game get away or get out in front and get a big enough lead in this game, what they'll do with Butterfield. Let him sit for a minute, but with Marcel with 2 fouls, you don't have much more to go to. Just kind of rest him up for that conference tournament. But how about Ben Clifford stepping up? The big block. He had 2 big blocks in that game Thursday night against Texas State.
Butterfield leads the Aggies in free throw percentage at 82%.
One of the tops.
Misses the first.
One of the tops in the WAC. One of the best free throw shooters. You get the game on the line. That's the guy you want to step into the charity stripe to knock him down for you.
He and Clifford neck and neck in terms of free throw percentage. Trying to split the trip, and does so. Going back to playing time and Butterfield, I was surprised how often he played. 32 minutes, Brooks, is how many minutes he played on Thursday with that nagging injury to his hip. They did not shut him down, even though they led comfortably throughout. That was not much of a contest. Texas State only had 15 points at the break. So be curious, will they continue to play him in the second half if Utah State has a double-digit lead? We'll have to see. They didn't in the Thursday game. Oh, nice maneuvering by Wilkins. Larry Wilkins, the senior out of San Antonio, Texas, a Midland College transfer.
Yeah, he's their big body, 250 pounds. About 6'4", but plays in the post. He's like the Charles Barkley of UTSA, just a big, solid body that likes to bang down low.
Does not score very often, was scoreless against Seattle. Here's Marvin Jean. Back iron on the 3. Rebound, the smallest guy on the court. Michael Hill, the third at 5'9".
You see how high he was on that rebound? I mean, he can flat out leap. Just gets up above people.
Does miss that 3. Coach Thompson just raves about him. He'll get, one of those rebounds that you really need, or get a charge when you really need it, or a bucket. Just so versatile at his size. Rowland misses the 3. Rebound by Enrico McGregor, the 225-pound junior out of the Bahamas.
UTSA doing a great job on the defensive glass right now. They're not giving Utah State more than one chance after that first possession.
One and done, 2-point game. UTSA a chance to tie with a field goal, perhaps take the lead on a 3. Haji Thomas into the ball game, turns it over. The first turnover committed by UTSA.
Well, Thomas didn't really know where to go with the ball. He could have kicked back to Sims. He had Sims wide open on the little screen and roll. Instead, he passed a bullet. Tried to get a bullet right through McGregor.
Jordan Sims now on the bench. Really struggled against Seattle. 0 for 6 shooting. Didn't have any points. 3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 29 minutes. Could not throw the ball in the ocean. Speaking of UTSA against Seattle, as Butterfield knocks down the 3.
You know, the ball went to the high post, Mike. Every time you work that zone, you get the ball to the high post and force defenders out of position on the perimeter and then kick to your shooters on the wing. It's a much better shot. Good-looking jump shot coming from Tanil Rowland.
10-5, Aggies by 5. And a turnover, the second one committed by UTSA. Jean's got it. We approach 12 minutes in this first half. Rowland was fouled on the play. He's been very aggressive with that 3-point shot. Speaking of Tanil Rowland, last 2 games, I think he's shot 12 threes.
Have been much more aggressive offensively. I'll tell you what I like out of the first little bit of this game is the aggression coming from Ben Clifford and the confidence offensively. We know that he can shoot and he's got a really high skill set offensively, but he just hasn't played with a ton of confidence this season. He's had to step up and battle through the injuries that the team's had and fill some roles. But I'll tell you what, right now, the jump shot's going down, the little hook shot, rebound, put back. He's playing so well confidently, and you know, that's going to bode well going into the WAC tournament.
Good point. Team's top scorer right now is 6 points. Butterfield, long 2, and he Spencer Butterfield, the guy is unbelievable now with 6 points.
A tremendous shooter and a great pull-up shooter. He's got a high release that's hard to block. It's a shot that you think you should be able to block, but you just can't because of where he releases the ball.
So he and Ben Clifford each with 6 points. UTSA really struggling on offense. 3 ball, that is way off the mark by Thomas. Offensive rebound, that doesn't go, but the tip finally does. I think that's Burridge's first field goal tonight. In the top scorer in the WAC at 17 points a contest.
Well, sometimes when you play zone defensively, you're going to give up some offensive rebounds because you don't have a body to go box out. So you kind of got to crash the glass, and that's what happened right there. And Burridge did a great job of going to the offensive glass and getting a little tip in. You see his athleticism. This is a very athletic team, and that's why they've got these 3 guys that score so well, is they use that athleticism. A lot of putbacks. They don't shoot high percentages, but they can shoot it. But a lot of it's just good garbage points and working around the perimeter.
Rowland turns it over, looking to Marvin Jean. And Utah State, their 3rd turnover, 10:40 left. 12-7 Aggies on senior night. A good beginning, Aggies first half. Tune in to Talkin' Sports every night at 10:37 on KMYU. See all the highlights and sports action from tonight on Utah's only nightly sports show. Check out Talkin' Sports tonight on KMYU, My Utah TV. Such a great time of the year if you're a college basketball fan. March Madness beginning now here with conference tournaments. The WACs will be next week in Las Vegas. WCC is going on right now.
You're talking about UT San Antonio right now. This is a game they want to win because they don't want to avoid the bottom seed going into the WAC tournament. So you can see that a team like was it LMU in the WCC that was 1-15 in conference play and got on a roll, and now they're going to be playing Gonzaga in the semis. Anything can happen.
Burridge knocks down the 3. That is the beauty of March Madness. Anything can happen. You mentioned Loyola Marymount, the Lions. I mean, that was a team that had a tremendous losing streak going in and then got hot. Can they upset the #1 team in the country, Gonzaga? It's a tall task, but who knows? Shooting percentages not good for UTSA. 4 of 15 to start inside the shot. Double clutches. Ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Aggies.
That ball never touched the rim. His shot takes quite a while to gather. That's one you just wish he'd just grab and to explode up and dunk. You know, that's where you miss the athleticism. The Keyshawn, he had that immediate explosive ability. Sometimes Shaw takes a little while to gather himself.
Talking about Shaw coming off that nice performance. There's Davis, fires. Rebound by UTSA. Butterfield lurking in the weeds, almost got another ball.
Boy, he just has that ability to be a little sneakiness. He stays behind and tries to pick your pocket. He gets about 1 or 2 of those a game.
So UTSA, despite not shooting very well from the floor, they've got a chance to tie or take the lead on this possession. Getting it inside, off window, and it's good by Enrico McGregor.
Well, the crowd wanted to travel. That's that hop that you get away with now. You used to see a lot of officials call travel that being more lenient on that hop.
McGregor, another North Idaho College transfer to go to UTSA. Whistle and a foul is going to be on Jeremy Hill.
Well, they're going to get Hill with that. He's just playing body position defense on Jared Shaw. Shaw trying to back him down.
It's Coach Thompson, 7th year at UTSA. Played at Oklahoma State. Part of some really good Cowboy teams back in the day. So only 2 Aggies have scored thus far, Butterfield and Clifford. Utah State typically known for their balance. Davis back to Rowland. Inside to Stone, who started for the first time on Thursday. Butterfield drains another 3. 9 for Spencer Butterfield.
Well, the 2 3-pointers coming for Butterfield that started working that zone offensively really well, swinging it side to side, either get the ball to the high post or the short corner, and it was Jordan Stone both times, doing a great job passing out of the zone, not forcing up an easy or a dumb shot there to the post guys and get it out to the open shooters. Since UTSA went zone, it's been much harder for Utah State.
Hale able to get inside. The tip in is good. I think they're going to get Haji Thomas with that tip.
I think it was Thomas that came in and got the tip. You see little Hill, man, getting into the lane. Little dipsy-do trying in there.
Hale fun to watch at 5'9", 150. Tight game in the Spectrum, 15-14 Aggies. Back inside the Spectrum, well, those of you who aren't familiar with Utah State, what's happened this year, the injury bug has hit the Aggies about as hard as it's hit any team in the nation this season.
Yeah, and you could take that list and you look at Medlin and Keyshawn Reed and Berger and throw. We thought Butterfield was going to be out for the season, and he was wincing on that hip so bad Thursday night and somehow pulls down 20 rebounds.
Yeah, 3 starters out for the rest of the season. Brooks Thompson says, I know one thing, Coach Morrill is a terrific coach. 20 wins and missing 3 starters. I think a lot of people are marveling at the job that Stu Morrill has done this season with all those injuries. There's Davis.
UTSA's dropped into some type of a matchup zone. They've been in that zone ever since the first 2 possessions.
Shot clock down to 2, out of bounds, 1 left on the shot clock.
This is where they got to get a quick look at the hoop, and you got to assume they're probably going to try and get a lob to Shaw. A lob to Shaw, or maybe Gene coming off a screen.
Barishai's got a fire and does so, does draw rim. Missing that is UTSA. Bridge misses from the corner. Left for another rebound. Good shot that time by the Roadrunners.
They're trying to put the dagger, trying to find a way to pull away from this, and there's your athlete.
Burridge with a steal, misses the layup. Almost had a chance at the rebound, but kind of overran it. And now the Herd giving him the business.
That's when you like to see Burridge just go up and dunk, but you got the defender. Credit Aggie defensively getting back, not just letting him go to the lane.
Burridge with 5 points. Led this Roadrunner program in scoring this season 16 times. Gene pulls the trigger on a 3, again off the mark. Burridge another rebound.
I think he's 2 for 10 from downtown. and they have yet to get that ball into the high post in the last 2 possessions, or into the short corner. It was there, they missed him. Just kind of passing around, a lot of standing, and it's hard to beat a zone when you stand.
UTSA a chance to take the lead on this possession. Too strong off the window by Wilkins. Leads the team in field goal percentage. Clifford, this is how Utah State started the game. Oh, beautiful move in the paint. Doesn't get it to fall. Jean trying to keep it alive. It will stay with Utah State. And now Spencer Butterfield will come in for Rowland.
Nice little move coming from Clifford. He can't let that hurt his confidence. He's been playing so well.
Butterfield with 9 to pace Utah State in this first half. Utah State, when leading at the break, they have never lost, 17-0 on the season. Utah State has struggled shooting percentages here the second half of this first half. They started 5 of 10.
Roadrunners are back into a man defensively. You can see Utah State immediately getting into their man offensive sets, and they're creating shots. They can really hurt you offensively in their man sets. They're so good at them. You get a look at the foul right here. There's Burridge. A little body check on Butterfield.
Shy does have good range. Back iron. A whistle and a foul. They're going to get Clifford. Yes, Clifford done a nice job recently with all the injuries kind of filling in. He does lead the team in disqualifications with 5 after he fouled out on Thursday against Texas State.
The way this season's gone, that's probably hasn't helped that stat when they don't have a lot of post guys to go to.
Oh, for sure.
He gets quite a few fouls, but
Utah State playing with just 8 guys.
Right there, he got away with, or not, didn't get away with it, but he showed his arms and pushed. Get down low and use your body to box out rather than your arms. Officials don't see that.
Wilkins was stripped, got it back, goes up strong. Shaw unable to contain it, but Davis finally does. Thought that might have been a tip in by the Roadrunners. Here's Butterfield. Back to Shaw. Shaw in the paint. Fires and hits. Jared Shaw has become the 3rd Aggie to score. It was Clifford and Butterfield for almost 12 minutes in this game.
That's what you want to see more of as an Aggie fan, is Shaw going to the basket rather than fading away and settling for jump shots.
Such a temptation because he does have that range. We've seen him knock down those long jump shots. He's a 33% three-point shooter, but boy, so much more effective when he gets in the paint and gets touches in the paint. Spinning, lost it, and was fouled. Foul going to be on Larry Wilkins, the senior center.
Wilkins, he's just a big body at 6'4", 250 pounds. As a center, a 6'4" center. I mentioned he's a Charles Barkley. He's got the build, and boy, is he playing hard.
Coach Thompson said, we recruit for the Southland Conference. You know, we just had 1 year to get ready for the WAC, so we are severely undersized. There's a good shot of Brooks Thompson, 7th year. 104 wins. He's done a nice job. He has the only NCAA postseason victory, or he was the first one to get that at UTSA. A very young athletic program, only their 32nd year, and they just started up football 3 years ago.
And I had the opportunity to build a really good football program playing in the Alamo Dome with Larry Coker.
Rowland, is that deflected? Way shy.
Yeah, that ball was deflected. It was hit.
Thomas lost it going up. You call a whistle and a foul?
They're saying the foul on Ben Clifford.
Clifford can ill afford to get into foul trouble. 17-14, Aggies on top. Welcome back inside the Spectrum. Utah State leading UTSA by a score of 17-14 here in the first half. Gymnastics season is winding down. If you haven't made it to a USU gymnastics meet, Friday, March 15th is your final opportunity. The Aggies will host Boise State in the Dean Smith Spectrum at 7 o'clock. It'll be senior night. Adult admission is $5. Youth admission is just $1. For more information, visit UtahStateAggies.com. So they changed the foul. We thought it was Clifford, who's been in foul trouble a lot this season. They changed it and said to Shaw. So Ben Clifford just with 1 foul. And this time, I think They're going to get a 3-second call.
You say 3 seconds. The official, or excuse me, the crowd and the coaching staff with Utah State's been wanting to travel all night on that, dragging a pivot foot. But credit San Antonio, they came to play. I mean, down low, they're doing battle. You've got people like Wilkins and McGregor. They're not afraid of contact, and they're going to come at you.
Program with just 3 conference wins, but they pushed Utah State in San Antonio. It was a 4-point game with a minute left. Shaw in the paint, doesn't get the bounce. Rebound by Hill.
Not a bad shot. The problem is he hesitated. He was late getting him the ball. He was wide open at first. That shot probably goes in because it's uncontested. He still gets it, and he's tall enough to shoot that contested 5-foot, 6-foot jump shot.
Hale, nice pass. Baseline jumper, rimming out for Hill. Inside 3 minutes to play in this first half. Low scoring. Both teams. Aggies average 68 points a contest. That's 4th in the WAC.
Neither team shooting an exceptional percentage. Utah State 18% from 3 and only 33 for the game.
Butterfield. Clifford in the lane. Able to draw the foul, and Clifford, also an 82% free throw shooter, heads to the line to shoot a pair.
A nice little job by Ben Clifford, flashing to the open spot. You see him come right into the screen. Flashes right there into that open spot of the key in the zone as they're working that ball around the perimeter. Gets a look at the rim before he draws that foul.
Clifford in double figures 4 times, including 3 in the last 7 games. Makes good on the first free throw, now with 7 points. Well on his way here tonight to reach double-digit scoring. So the season averages on Clifford. The most experienced Aggie because of all these injuries, and just a sophomore.
And pretty much everybody else you see on the court is somebody that hasn't been with the program but 1 year.
Pretty amazing, and already with 20 wins. Trying to get win number 21. Hale misses on the 3, offensive rebound by Thomas. Second chance. 3 ball, that is off the mark, and they're going to get McGregor here on an over-the-back call.
So I've been way impressed with how UTSA has gone at the glass. They're really competing on in the rebounding stat. I mean, they're really crashing the boards. You look at McGregor going at it strong. And we've seen Wilkins go at it strong. Right there, Clifford just had that inside position, which that's what you're teaching. You're teaching them to get low, box out, and if the defender, they're going to get an offensive rebound, they got to come through you and get the over-the-back call.
You're looking at Tank Mayberry. 6'10", 295 sophomore out of Corpus Christi, Texas. Last 4 games, 7 rebounds, 2 points, a block shot, and a steal. He's played in 12 games on the year. Going back to that rebounding situation, I mean, Utah State has done such a tremendous job in rebounds. They're 5th in total rebounds, but they're number 1 in the conference in rebounding margin. They're 5th in the nation in rebounding margin with 9. Is Clifford able to get this one to Rowland? But in that first meeting against UTSA actually won the rebounding battle as Rowland's going to be called for an offensive foul.
Well, that's the second time we've seen Michael Hale, the third, do that, where he baits you over, gets in front of you. He's only 150 pounds. See, he's moving. And, you know, I think the defender can't get right in front of the offender's way right there. I don't agree with that call. And Michael Hale's done it twice tonight. Credit to him being smart defensively. He's a great little player.
Unpopular call, I would say, at the Spectrum here. Tonight's officials, Sean Lehigh, Doran Gottschall, and Ryan Holmes. Hale, beautiful feed inside to Jeremy Hill. What a feed. The vision of Michael Hale III. UTSA within 4 with a minute and a half left, and to have the lead is such a big deal in this contest. We'll talk about that a little bit later as La Tech goes down tonight to Denver. The Pioneers beat them big. We don't know who's going to get that 1 seed. They'll share the conference championship. We won't know probably till Sunday morning because they have to go through the RPI numbers of the NCAA.
And if you're an Aggie fan, you take a look at the standings here. You want to be in the La Tech bracket or the Denver bracket. You lost to both those teams in the regular season. You look at UT San Antonio. They're probably going to have to play Texas State, or excuse me, San Jose State in that play-in game on Tuesday in the WAC tournament. A game that never got played Thursday, so it'll probably get played this Tuesday.
I know UTSA, they've talked to the commissioner and what's going to happen with that in terms of seeding, because that game was never played, and perhaps they'll play it in the tournament. So we approach 1 minute to play in this first half. Butterfield in double figures for the second made 3. He has 12 points.
Great play by Butterfield. So the Aggies were able to work that ball around the perimeter, and they got them out of their position defensively. And you take that open shot. First available open shot, you're going to take if it's a good one, especially when it's a shooter like Butterfield.
Under a minute now to play. Hale the third. Misses on the 3, and they're going to get Tank with the foul here.
It's going to put Ben Clifford at the foul line again, and he's had 3 trips. He's 3 for 4 on the night.
He has a chance to be in double figures scoring by the half.
Ben's played extremely well offensively.
Talked about why it's so important to have the lead at halftime. Well, Utah State, they're 17-0 this season when they lead at the break. UTSA, they're 2-17 when they trail. As Clifford now in double figures with 10, makes good on the first. He's now 4 of 5 from the charity stripe.
And this is a guy that you expect to step up and knock these ones down. He's an 82% free throw shooter. When you get a post guy that's 6'7", that's shooting in the high 80s, that tells you something. Tells you what type of player he is offensively, and the discipline and the time he spends in the gym. Great touch for the post player.
Really good jump shooter also at Bingham High School in South Jordan, Utah. Tank moves against Stone. Butterfield saying, isn't that 3 seconds? But our official says, nope. Ryan Holmes makes the call, and
boy, that's when
Tank Mayberry will be at the line.
That's like a collision of 2 brick walls. You got like 6'10", 295 going up against 6'11", 280. My goodness.
Mayberry, a 33% free throw shooter. Misses the first. By the way, we'd like to say a special hello to those of you watching on KCWX-TV in Texas. Picking up the telecast. Tank 1 of 2 on that trip. UTSA 25-17 now as we approach 30 seconds in this first half. Coach Morrill calls for a timeout. Let's talk about this final possession as the shot clock is off.
Pull out the old chalkboard and see what they can draw up to get a good look at the hoop here in the closing 27 seconds of the game.
Let's get to our Salt Lake Express delivery of the game.
How about Stone working the perimeter was the Aggies very well in this zone defense. They get the ball around the perimeter down to the short corner, and Stone finds Butterfield. That's a great pass from the postman. A little left-handed bounce pass going to Butterfield for that delivery of the game. And Butterfield cans it with 4 made threes for Butterfield.
It's one of the improvements that we've seen throughout the years. Post-passing, it's really improved since game 1 to now the final regular season game. There's the stat, 17-0 when leading at half, so crucial that they have the lead. It looks like they will. This is
a big opportunity for them to, if they can go up 10.
Yeah.
I mean, this game got as close as with about 4 minutes to go. It was down to a 2-point game, and UTSA had an opportunity to close it out.
So perhaps the final possession here of the first half. Aggies looking to go up by 10.
The Roadrunners in a man defensively. They switch back to man, and looks like they're going to be content to let them go for that final shot.
Five seconds. Clifford in the lane, back outside. And they get Clifford with a charge. Does not like the call, his second. And it wiped away what would have been a nice look for Butterfield, who has yet to miss a perfect 4 for 4 from the field.
That's the third offensive foul that little Michael Hill III has taken. He's just so small at 5'9", 150. He can sneak right in there, get his feet set, and draw the charge. Clifford not happy with it.
Hill III, certainly a playmaker. He's going to heave up a half quarter off the mark. I'll tell you what, though, a gutsy performance here by the Roadrunners of UTSA. Aggies on top, 25-17. Butterfield perfect, 4 for 4 with 12 points. Already in double figures, as is Ben Clifford.